Use the referral link in the description to g2a.com for all of your Xbox codes, PlayStation codes and video games, and be sure to use the code CHES at checkout to get yourself 3% cash back. Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of season 2 of Achieve and Leave. We achieved a little bit of success at Chelsea last season, and as you can tell from the thumbnail, as you can tell from the title, as you can tell from what you see behind you, and the vote that I'm going to put up on screen, the vote that you guys had your say on was, well, pretty one-sided. Everton, Atleti, Real Madrid or Barcelona, and, well, 61% voting for Atletico Madrid. Just 10% for Everton, 13% for Barcelona, and 14% for Real Madrid. I think I tend to agree with the consensus that teams like Barca and Real should probably be towards the end of our managerial career. And whilst it would have been a challenge at Everton, I also tend to agree that after winning the Premier League, it might not necessarily have been a realistic step back to have gone to Everton. And plus, obviously, another season in the Premier League might not have been something you wanted to see, because we've done a lot of Premier League saves so far this year. So, we are in Spain at Atletico Madrid. Obviously, now trying to win as many competitions here as we can this season. We have a Community Shield and a Premier League to our names so far as manager. Now we have the opportunity to add the, well, hopefully, the Champions League, to add the Copa del Rey, and a La Liga title to our trophy cabinet as well. I'm not sure what the Copa de España is. There oh, we're not in. We must just not be in the Super Cup. So they must not have won the Copa del Rey last year, Atleti. Otherwise, we'd have been in the Spanish Super Copa. So we have 3 competitions to concentrate on this year rather than 4. That might be to our advantage, both squad fitness-wise and obviously scheduling-wise as well. Should be easier to manage the team throughout the season. Now, the question is, what does the team at Atleti look like in Season 2? How can we improve it? And who do we need to move on? I can tell you that the squad here is massive. There are loads of players that I do not need whatsoever. I have, as you can see as well, chosen the pre-season tournament that has Chelsea in it. Or pre-season tournament group that has Chelsea in it. I actually chose that whilst I was still at Chelsea, because I applied for the job at Atleti at the end of last season. Had to advance into this season to then have the job offer from Atleti. So I chose my pre-season tournament at Chelsea and purposefully picked the one with Atletico Madrid in it. So we shall see if we can get through that group. What the board want from us this year is not too surprising, shall we say. No youth development. Despite the fact it's of medium importance, no youth development objectives. No brand exposure objectives at all either, despite that being critical. Low financial, nothing there. Domestic success, win La Liga, win the Copa del Rey, and win the Champions League. So no surprise that they want every possible cup from us, but I'm very surprised that brand exposure at critical has no objectives whatsoever, and youth development at medium has no objectives whatsoever either. So theoretically, it should be very easy to keep our job, or easier to keep our job here, provided we can be competitive in all 3 competitions. We will solely be judged on our on-field antics. Our budget at present is £51.5 million, with £211,000 available in the wage budget. I have spent some money already, about £8 million, on 3 high-quality youth scouts. Where do I send them? Tell me in the comments section down below. I have thus far added our 2 Scout Future Stars, or 2 most promising prospects from Chelsea, to my shortlist here, Henry Edwards and Hans Wagner. Do I sign them immediately here at Atletico and continue to train them, or do I leave them at Chelsea for a season and then see how they grow on their own backs and just keep tabs on them and then buy them next year at our 3rd club? It's up to you. We might want to look for our own talent here and then bring, kind of maybe work on a season's delay with regards to bringing the youth talent along with us. It's up to you. The decision is completely yours. What I will do, I don't want that, thank you. I don't want that, thank you. What I do want to do is the Scout Future Star, so we can get one of those here at Atletico Madrid. Now then, the squad. What does it look like? And what do we want to do with it? The starting 11 is very strong. Starting 11 is Jan Oblak in goal, Luca Hernandez at left back, Diego Godin, 88 rated now and 33 years of age. Keep that in mind. Jimenez, up at 85 rated now at centre-back with Shime Vishalko back from loan at right-back on the right-hand side. Gelson Martins at right-mid, Rodri at centre-mid, Saul at centre-mid, and Thomas Lemar on the left. Koke on the bench, with Antoine Griezmann and Diego Costa up top in a 4-4-2. That was their default formation. We do have Mario Balotelli at the club as a backup striker, potentially. Make of that what you will. I do need some better centre-backs, certainly. Other players of note at the club: Adan, 83 rated goalkeeper. We have Correa, Angel Correa, right back Sakai, Thomas Partey, of course, centre mid. I'd probably utilise Koke as a centre mid rather than a winger as well, purely because of his lack of pace. So I kind of have 2 rotation centre mids already with Thomas and Koke. That's not really a position I'm looking to strengthen in. We have Kalinic at the club as well. So we do have a number of strikers, although he's 31 years of age now, so we'd probably consider selling him on. We have 5 goalkeepers. Don't need 5 goalkeepers. I think Adan and Oblak should be good enough, though, so I'm not really looking to strengthen there. Centre-back wise, other than Jimenez and Godin, who's ageing, we have Bottigan, who... Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll have to look into that. Who's slow as shit and 76 rated, plus 31 years of age. I need centre-backs, basically, is what we're trying to tell you. We have Santiago Arias as a backup right-back and Johnny as backup left-backs, as well as a number of others. Solano, Carlos Isaac, and obviously Sakai as well. Wing-backs, I think we're fine. Centre-backs, I certainly need at least 1, if not 2, maybe 3 if we sell Godin as well. Although it might be nice to use an ageing Godin, similarly to how we used Thiago Silva last year at Chelsea. Was he later in the save? We're not going to get the chance to use someone like Diego Godin, so maybe we should use him now whilst we have the opportunity to. I'll leave that up to you guys as well. In midfield, we have Cesc Fabregas here as well. Of course, we sold Cesc from Chelsea in the save. Just so happened that he went to the club that we're going to manage at next. I may consider selling Cesc on as well, although I don't have too many other options at centre-mid, so he might be a good backup for injury behind Partey or Thomas and Koke. I'll let you guys decide on that. Winger-wise, we have Vitolo and Angel Correa, of course, to go with Gelson Martins and Thomas Lemar. I'd be open to perhaps selling Vitolo because he's 29 now and not really world-beating. Striker-wise, we have Luciano Vieto as a backup, and that's kind of it. The others are terrible. So there's a lot of players at the club, meaning there's a lot of players I can sell at the club to try and raise some extra funds. My starting 11 is pretty solid as it stands. I don't think at this stage I'm looking to change that too much. Not too much. You guys might ask me to put Koke in ahead of Rodri. Rodri's kind of an all-round central midfielder, good in the pass, good in the tackle, whereas Koke would be more attack-minded. He's higher rated, of course, as well. So perhaps, because obviously Saul is very good in the tackle and one of the best all-round central midfielders in FIFA. So perhaps we'll do that and then have Rodri and Partey and Thomas on the bench. But yeah, I'm kind of looking certainly for a centre-back, if not 2. Certainly for a striker, if not 2. And maybe for a winger. Well, no, actually, definitely for wings. So I'm going to sell Vitolo 1. So there's going to be a lot of outgoings in this season here at Atletico Madrid. We've got a lot to change if we want to be able to compete on a number of different fronts. I am basically just going to sell everyone that I don't believe that I need. I'll remove him from the loan list purely to add him to the transfer list. Arias, Vishalko, Carlos Isaac is 21. He's not good enough. We'll add him to the transfer list. Basically, I think every club that we go to, we're going to gut and rebuild every single time. Sakai, I'll keep for now as my backup. Oh, do I need to, though? He's 29. We've got Santiago Arias. I could sell Sakai as well. Let me know about Sakai, because he can play at right back or left back. I want to sell you. Won't let me sell you. Okay, he must be a new signing then this season. At the club since 2019. They must have signed him on a free. I can't move him on. That's frustrating, but certainly I am going to want to get better centre-backs in. We have Perez, who's 71 rated. Montero, who's 66 rated. So basically, I have Diego Godin, Jose Maria Jimenez, and Bottigan, who is terrible. So I certainly need 2 centre-backs. 2. Do bear in mind other teams that we might potentially move to in this save. So you might not necessarily want to bring someone like, just as an example, obviously wouldn't have him in this save or at this club, but maybe someone like Rafael Varane. We might want Varane by the time we maybe take over at Real Madrid. So it's a tricky one. You want good players at the club you're at, But at the same time, we know we're going to be moving on elsewhere, so we don't necessarily want to weaken a potential team we might move to in the future. Left back, Luca Hernandez and Johnny, I'm happy with. Thomas, Correa, Martins and Rodri will all stay. Moya can go. Alabe can go. Saul will stay. Cesc is up to you guys. Joaquin can go. Siapakase can go. Pichi can go. Lamar and Coco will stay. Koke will stay. Vitolo can go. Christian Rodriguez, moving from the low list, he can go. You can go. Mensah, Bernard Mensah. What do his stats? What are his tributes looking like? 87 acceleration, 79 sprint speed. 24 years of age. He might be half decent to keep, just as a backup to the backup. But we have Cesc, so maybe I should use Cesc. Let me know. Malejo, you can go. Hopefully it will let me sell Kalinic. Kalinic can go. Balotelli, I'll leave up to you guys. Diego Costa will stay, obviously. And Griezmann will stay. It's a question. Luciano Vieto, 25 years of age, back from loan at Fulham. Do I keep him or do I sell him as well to try and raise some more money? Luciano Vieto might be okay as a backup. So as things stand, we have Diego Costa and Griezmann as my front two. And then we have Mario Balotelli and Luciano Vieto as my backups. Now, it's going to be a case of how much money can we raise through the course of this this pre-season tournament on the run-up to the beginning of the season in August. I will stop at transfer budget increase. That'll probably be from last season. That won't affect me. Millwall have offered for Hector. Thank you. That will be accepted immediately. Hopefully you can afford his wages. Increase the transfer budget with 160 million. That gives me a total budget of 60. How does that work? How can you increase it by 100 unless the transfer budget was negative 100 million, which I don't think is technically possible, then I don't think that technically makes sense. They must have had 160 million just left over at the end of last season. And as Jose Maria Jimenez and Godin are away on international duty with Uruguay, so Tati Montero will step in. So it hasn't quite worked there. We would perhaps, had we started at Atleti and come into this season, have had like 220 million to spend this season, but evidently that's not the case. Looks like we're going to get a solid victory over Toronto though, 3-0 up in the first half. We've got Bayern and Chelsea as the other groups, or other teams, sorry, in our group. Griezmann makes it 4. I would presume this one was going to be the straightforward one. We'll try 5 from Griezmann as well. We will try and make as many sales as we can in today's episode with the players that I know I don't want, and then hopefully you guys can give me direction with regards to players like Balotelli and Cesc Fabregas, etc. Once you've seen this episode on Tuesday evening. We shall advance a little bit further. It is Chelsea next. I'm not going to start training yet. Hector's gone. That's good news. That's one of the 15 people that I want to sell out of the club. Sergi Roberto has gone to Tottenham for £40.4 million. Christian Eriksen is at Manchester City now. So that's something to bear in mind. We will be in the Champions League this season at Atleti. They finished 3rd, I believe, in La Liga last season. I can't quite cast my mind back to the season roundup, but I believe they finished 3rd. Barcelona won the league by a point, I think, from Real. Tom Arnold gives us a 1-0 lead here, actually, against Chelsea. That could be a very good start. Griezmann makes it 2. Hello. Still 2-0 up at half-time as we push deeper into the second half. Apologies, I'm getting a bit of a cold. Well, they're not playing a full-strength side, are they, Chelsea, to be fair, so you would have expected us to win this. Costa makes it 3. Full-strength me against not full-strength them. And certainly, that's us through to the knockout stages of this pre-season tournament, which will help raise some extra money. Release clause played for Chao Enrique, a transfer offer for Siapakase. Again, I'll accept everything, basically. We just want to get bodies out the door, especially those that aren't high enough rated. And then we'll be able to add as per... Oh, transfer talks are broken down. That sucks. Probably wage-wise, I would have thought. Which I'll be able to add to the shortlist as per your suggestions once we know how much money we've got to spend. Again, looking for 1, probably 2 centre-backs. Transfer offer for Perez, which we shall accept. Looking for 1 winger at the very least, maybe 2. 1 striker, maybe 2 if we let Vieto and Balotelli go as well as Kalinic. Although we're in positions like that where I've got loads of players already that are kind of borderline first team quality, I may have to wait until I've sold them before I can bring others in. Or we'll have to use them as part of a deal to bring someone else in and see them leave that way instead. No goals yet so far in this third game against Bayern Munich. They aren't at full strength, but they're not far away. They're not far away from full strength. Lars Stindl gives them a 1-0 win. Never mind, we may well meet them in the final of this pre-season tournament if they came through with us. We have Real Madrid in our next game, and they did go through. It's Buenos Aires they face next, or Boca Juniors. Sold, and prize money of 2.7 million added. Thank you very much. Right, Real Madrid for the first time. Our first Madrid derby, although obviously we're not playing it. Transfer for Visalco, which will be rejected. He's staying, for sure. 100% definitely want to keep him at the club. Before I left Chelsea, I did bring up, or call up, all of the youngsters from the youth setup. Everton offer a loan bid for Vieto. I'll reject that for now because I don't know what you guys want me to do. But I mean, it's probably safe for me to presume that you would want me to move Vieto on either by loan or by permanent to bring in a better striker. But I don't want to preemptively guess what you guys are going to say. If you were keen on me keeping Vieto, then I would do that. Bastos at Real Madrid. They've still got Varane, Ramos, Alexandra at Real Madrid. Jorginho's there. Vinicius Junior. Mateo Kovacic is obviously back at the club after his loan spell at Chelsea. Diego Costa picked up a knock early doors, but has been okay to continue. And it looks like it's going to go to penalties here. And we lose on pens to Real. Not a problem. Not a problem. More transfer bids. One for Jose Maria Jimenez. No thank you. He stays. He's got a release clause of 60-odd million, which is actually not that high for someone as good as Diego Costa's out for 4 weeks with a broken elbow. Wonderful. Will he be back for the first game of the season? He should be. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he should be back for that, so that shouldn't be a problem. Right, I'll advance as far as the 1st of August, just to get as much money in as I can. It's good news. Other players being sold. Perez sold. Jose Maria Jimenez up for 3 weeks on international duty. 1 player, 2 players sold. Number of players outgoing. None of them big fees yet. It's players like Vitolo that I want to try and move on for larger fees to try and raise more funds, and Kalinic as well, but no interest in him so far. Offer here for Oscar Pinci, which we shall accept, but whether they'll be able to afford his wages, I'm not sure. That might be an issue at some of the clubs that we move to during this particular style of save, that some of the teams that are bidding for the players that we have can't then afford their wages because they're at big clubs and won't be able to sign them. Transfer offer for Alex Dos Santos. Again, accept, thank you. It's all minimal fees so far, but the amount of players that we're moving on for minimal fees should still be able to raise a decent amount of money. Christian Rodriguez, another bid in for him. Transfer offer. Well, I can't turn that down, I'm afraid. I might negotiate that as high as possible. Actually, it's the 30th. It's the 30th. So I might... Let me advance to the 1st of August. That offer, that bid will still be available to me. Let me know what I do. I have an offer in for Balotelli. I shall probably look to negotiate that if you want him to leave. If you want him to stay, then I shall keep him at the club. Scout Future Star is here. And he is Andrea Rossi. 71 to 93 potential as a left winger. Starting at 56 rated. That's not that impressive to start off with. Pincy sold. Loan offer for Solano. I would rather sell him, but just to get him out of the club, we shall accept. Transfer offer for Visalco will certainly be rejected from Napoli, but let me know what to do with that offer for Mario Balotelli. I would obviously try and negotiate a little bit more if I can, upwards to 35 million maybe, but he's only valued at 23, I think. 23 and a half, and they've offered 29, which is significantly overvalued. So, that's an interesting one. That's a very interesting one. We could certainly raise some extra money there. I will start training that Scout Future Star now. So, we should try and get him up as high as we possibly can this season. And then, hopefully... Actually, I'll do strength there, and then I can do speed on the shooting training. So, I'll show you how much money I've got to spend. There's the speed shooting. There we go. I'll show you how much money I've got to spend at the end of the episode, or just in a moment where we will end the episode. And then from there, you can let me know A, who to buy, and B, what to do with other players in the club, like Cesc Fabregas, like Mario Balotelli, like Luciano Vietto, and then I'll be able to adequately do your bidding in the next episode on Thursday. Once we know how much money we've got to spend, I might as well just fill the fifth training module, and already he's gone up a rating, which is superb. Hopefully he'll grow quite well, Rossi. We'll see that potential window narrow, and we'll get a proper idea of how good he could potentially be. For now, that window was 71 to 93. I'd like to think that it will be like 86 to 93-ish, his potential, by the time we have that window finally narrowed down. But at present, I have £68.4 million. I could boost that to almost 100 million with the sale of Balotelli. And I do still have a number of other players on the transfer list. I'll show you who else is yet to be sold. On the transfer list still are Dos Santos, although he might go. Werner, Carlos Isak, although he might go. Montero, Taki, Olave, Moya, Joaquin, although he might go. Vitolo, Christian Rodriguez, although he might go. Malejo, Kalinic, Poveda, and Barquez. Could add to that Mario Balotelli. Could add to that Cesc Fabregas. And hopefully we'll be able to get... and maybe Luciano Vietto as well, although he's grown up one already since we've made it into the month of August. And also Mensah as well. You might want me to sell him, although he's only 24, so we might want to keep him. Cesc has dropped a rating to 81 from 82 already, so that might sway your opinion. Let me know. But we are now at Atletico Madrid, and we have a decent amount of money to spend, and already a solid enough starting 11 with the option to improve either the rotation squad, or as in the backup that we have for depth, or get some big players in to then move some of the current first team into that squad role and further improve the team. They finished third in La Liga last year. We obviously would want to challenge and win La Liga if we can, challenge and win the Champions League if we can, and challenge and win the Copa del Rey if we can. The board, again, would like us to win every single trophy this season. And of course, we would want to win every single trophy this season. I think I saved it. I'll do it again just to make sure. Thank you very much for watching though, guys. Do make sure you drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any more of this second season here at Atletico Madrid. Very much looking forward to getting stuck into my first La Liga save of the season. I'll see you next time.